So -2 is the place that gives us division by 0. That means our domain is everything -infinity up to -2, where it's undefined, and then -2 to infinity. And so that's where our first asymptote is going to be. Let's do that. Horizontally, we look at the degree, and since the top is greater than the bottom by 1, we're going to do synthetic division. Right? And so we want to make sure that we list every coefficient, 1x squared, -1x, and 0 for the constant. We are dividing by x plus 2, so I put -2 out here. And our remainder, which is 6, doesn't matter. We disregard the remainder. So the horizontal is technically, we would call that an oblique asymptote or a slant asymptote at y equals x minus 3. And so for that one, it's going to be slanted. It's going to have an intercept of -3. And it's going to be slanted. Something like this. And that's the grid. Those are the asymptotes that it's going to fit into. It's going to approach. So the next thing we would check would be the intercepts. If I plug in 0 for x, what do I get? There we go. You can resolve. So 0 on top divided by 2 on the bottom would just be 0, 0. So it does intercept the axis here. And then x-intercepts, I'm looking at where does x squared minus x equal 0? Well, the one that I already had plus what? 0 and 1, positive. So I have another intercept very close by at 1, 0. So considering the options of what could be on the left side of the graph, we know that it's going to approach both these lines. So it could be, right here are two options. It could be like this, approaching it on the top half, or it could be like this, approaching them from the bottom half. Which one can it not be? Process of elimination. Think about the intercepts. Top or bottom. It can't be the top, because if it were this, it would have to what? It would have to intercept. Does it intercept? It does not. So because it does not intercept, that is out. So it has to look something like this on the bottom, right? Without any points, it's going to look something like that. The piece on the right, we have two options. It could either come down like this, or it could go like this, right? Which one does it have to be? The first one. Why can't it be the one on the right? That's right. Does it intersect anywhere out here? No. So this one is out, right? And it has to come down from the top. Looks like it dips below, passes through that point, and then comes and approaches this value. So our range, right? This is one where this would be a particularly difficult one for finding the range, because neither piece, depending on your preference, really approaches any particular value. And so we have this gap where the top of this bottom curve and the asymptote, we're not sure how far away that is. And the bottom of this other curve and the asymptote, we're not sure how far away that is. So this one would be one where we would need to use our graphing calc to find like the maximum minimum. Or you could estimate, or you could do a variety of things.